I have a treat. I am going to play the latest Godforge video, and I'm going to react to it. It is, how long? It is 10 minutes long. We'll play it at normal speed, so it's going to be a full 10 minutes, and then I'll release it as a reaction video. And it's been a while since I looked at Godforge stuff. It's been a while since I put together my own Godforge content. It feels like there's not a lot to go on, but I love watching the videos where they release more information to us and get us a little bit more excited about early access, which is coming next year. So without further ado, fingers crossed that the sound works as it should, and we will turn this into a Godforge reaction video.
Hey guys, this is Simon from Fateless. I've got to say, I was wondering what to do for a video today, but there's been so much that's been sort of developed through the game. I thought I might just do a bit of a sort of more generalist feature update, game update type of video where we talk about some of the things which are coming and talk about, you know, whether we're still on track for what we're trying to achieve. So I guess
just quickly, this is going to be more than 10 minutes. It's been improved already, hasn't it? Things have changed. It looks like they've fleshed out this part. I can never remember what it's called, but they've fleshed out this part, your town, a bit more, especially with the options down the bottom and the fact that you've got a mail icon, which is pretty cool. It's a step in the right direction.
Firstly, there's a bunch of new things which are appearing on the screen on this kind of like sanctum. Basically on a daily basis. Right. You know, some of the things which they're in from a logic point of view, they're not necessarily in and functioning fully.
No, that makes sense.
For example, I now have a rewards screen with placeholder art, but the stuff that's there can be collected. The main thing is, are the things that we load into it collectible, and are the calendars that we unlock also working?
Right.
And all of them are. They're working, they're just not configured to the actual stuff that we're going to want for our game. Things like, if you overflow heroes, we have the ability to send you that hero, so you can collect it at a later date.
That makes sense, yeah.
Sold on, is this going to actually be the way we do it for the future? But we've definitely got the functionality to make some stuff like that happen.
That's what's important.
We've got, you know, various elements coming in, like the tower. I guess I'll deeper dive tower and PvP for today.
Cool.
And then we can look at some of the other stuff as it gets, you know, towards a more complete state in separate videos. But for the Tower of Strife, on a monthly basis, we think might be 45 days, you can choose which direction you want to go in the tower. Either fight the Tower of Order, where you can only use your Chaos heroes, or you fight the Tower of Chaos, where you can only use Order heroes. So I can go in here, and we kind of have a summoning banner based on that rotation. So that might help you decide which side you're going to fight. If there's particular heroes that you really want from the sort of limited time banner, for example, you might be like, damn, yeah, I want Gozu, one of the epics here, who's going to be a Chaos hero. So you might be like, yeah, he's really cool, he's a great epic.
He is cool.
This screen, by the way, is kind of being updated to have, you know, like skill stuff added in here, awakening stuff added in here, and then like lore added in here as well. So there's a bunch of stuff that's kind of like gone into this almost like reveal scene from a summon, or from the index, or from this kind of like tower situation. So we get to see the different heroes that are available on the banner. We get to see the different rewards that we could take if we went with the Tower of Chaos. And then once I've chosen a side, that's me locked in for that rotation, for that season. So again, I can sort of just show you what the Tower of Order
choosing
looks like.
sides.
Obviously, there'll be the rewards here as well. And I can be like, oh, okay, actually, do I want, I don't know, like Apollo? Is Apollo the one that I really want to go after? So these banners might help, you know, decide which side you'd rather fight and get the rewards, because you will need to be able to pick up some of the summoning stones which allow you to summon for those type of banners. So if I go into climb tower, I basically lock myself in, and then we've got this kind of like stage growth. At level 30, we have a boss event, and same at 60, and it goes right the way up to floor 150, where you would fight Arpuk, who's going to be like the main boss man for this tower. And then we come into combat. I've turned a bunch of ults on just so you can see what's going on here.
I believe that American boss is called Apuch, not Apuk. I'm pretty sure it's Apuch. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
But yeah, obviously, we've got you'll have different aesthetics depending on which type of tower you climb. And we're sort of still playing with some of these different camera angles right now. But let's show you a couple of abilities going off.
Cool. Heal. Nice.
My heal. We've got Perun here.
Yeah.
Unleashing the lightning.
Lightning.
Oh, damn, that's cool. Smacking my way through the early stages. I got myself on so I don't take damage, so I'm cheat coding it right now. Let's check out
Cheating.
Freya's ability
Oh,
here.
that's cool. The spin.
Coming in with the flying swoop attack.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's have a look at Decius as well.
Here we go. Oh.
Dropping the Trojan horse on people.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get the idea. That's actually cool. So that's the tower mode.
Okay.
And we are in a position where we're able to climb the tower, make sure that everything is working correctly. All of that type of stuff is all working as it stands right now.
Nice.
So for PvP, again, most systems are in. Some of them are in, but kind of like need some revision. So we're able to battle. There's leaderboards. The leaderboards are working, albeit everyone's kind of like super low right now. And you can work your way up through different leaderboards, and you get different rewards based on where you finish.
Oh, nice.
We've got the different battles that we can run into. I can set my defense and kind of like confirm that, and it will save. So that will be now what people fight against when they see me.
Yep.
I can win different 3D arenas for people to battle me in. So at the moment we've just got one in here, which is the Order Hall. But if anyone battles me, then they will fight me in this arena, and that'll be something which down the line people can earn, win, all that type of stuff in Godforge. And then we go into our battle here. So this is the type of look. So you'll be able to see the enemies you're facing. You'll be able to see their awakening level. You can see if they've got weapons, which are obviously a big deal in the game. There will be tooltips here to see that. You'll be able to see what imprints are on the weapons as well, which will help you decide what team you want to be bringing in. And then we can go in and challenge our enemy and obviously, fight your way through the different levels. As I say, I think I said a couple of weeks ago, this is like our MVP of Arena. So it's not intended to be like the only arena mode we have. This is kind of what I would class as like the basic arena mode that we're going to have in the game.
Yeah.
So again, I can sort of flick around different cameras here. One cool thing as well, actually, I found myself doing this. I was just checking levels this week. I was looking at, do they feel right? Is the lighting looking good around the general level? So I can fly around in Unity anywhere I want.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun. Honestly, I could just be like, oh, what does the sort of the view of the fight look like from different areas in the game?
Interesting, yeah.
What does it look like if I'm like the Emperor, looking down? There's just some quite cool stuff I think we can do down
Emperor
the line
Simon.
of the way our maps were built. You also don't really get to see just like the level of detail
the
that
detail
went into some of the different design areas here. With the sort of fallen dudes around. Anyway, I thought it was quite cool. Me just like geeking out for a while whilst I was just checking stuff like lighting and
that is cool.
How the game runs. But yeah, so systems are in terms of our timelines and are things on track, that type of thing. Let's just have this.
They have 3 times speed.
Some combat going on. We are still on track for the sort of release date that we're looking at. I mentioned like a February, March early access build going out. So it's like the next time really that people will be able to play the game. We're still planning on that. Obviously things can change. We are coming into the holidays right now, so that does mean that there's plenty of people that
slow
take
down.
a break.
Yeah.
And we've got 50 odd people in the team, all working absolutely like crazy in terms of trying to get stuff done. So we're still on track, but yeah, there's a lot to do. There's a ton to do. There's still a ton of polishing. So what we are aiming at is by the end of December, the game will basically be finished in terms of all functionality. And really, we want for our team to be able to be doing like full run-throughs of the game and be able to properly play as a new player right the way through, a bunch of the different content areas that we've got. So we need that to happen. At the same time, we're also doing a tech test. We're doing some penetration testing, load testing. We're bringing down a lot of the size of the game in terms of, will it be able to be played on different mobile devices, that type of stuff. So it's just a load of optimization, polish, while still getting the functionality working more improved. So, some of the stuff here you've just seen is kind of like jumpy rather than flowing. All of that stuff becomes like a polish item before we could actually get you guys back in. As I said, we still think we're on track. Yes. Everything's going really well, but there's still honestly quite a lot to do in terms of playtesting, bug fixing, all of that type of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a wild journey developing a game. There's just so much, especially a game of this size and complexity. There's so much we want to pack in, and we want to make sure that when you next get your hands on it, it's going to feel really strong.
Like a game.
So anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. Little showcase of the tower and PvP, and yeah, I will see you in the next one.
So good to see how much care is going into this and everything that they are doing to get the game to a polished enough state, what they're calling an MVP, but what I'm calling release ready. It's way beyond an MVP. It is so good how far they've come, especially in these last few months. It is so good to see all of these characters, these heroes that we didn't get to experience in alpha, all of these heroes that look ready to go, and some of their animations and the effects that come along with their animations, and some of the heroes that we were aware of, that we were introduced to months ago, and actually seeing them in action, ones like Perun and Freya, and seeing them in the fight. Two things, aside from the fact that I'm so thankful to Fateless that they are taking us, the fans, the viewers, the content creators, the players, along for this journey. They are taking us along for this journey, and they have been since the beginning. They have been for the last 2.5 years, or however long it's been since Simon introduced Godforge. The two things that he covered and showcased a bit in that video. First of all, the tower. The fact that you choose a side. Are you going to come up against Chaos and therefore choose the Order Tower, or are you going to come up against Order and therefore choose the Chaos Tower? Bit of a hint there, choosing it based on the summoning banner, the potential heroes that you could get added to your roster. Could be a selling point for which tower, which side you represent, which side you come up against, Order versus Chaos. The whole tower idea, similar to the Doom Tower in Raid, but they're taking their own take. They're doing their own take on it. And I can't wait to see what is in store with the tower climb. We are given, like they said, a month to 45 days to do it. 150 floors. That's, what, 3 floors a day? Is that right? More than that. If it's 45 days, and that's 4 floors a day, basically. So yes, looking forward to the tower. It's looking like a really cool game mode. PvP, oh my gosh. I am not a big live action PvPer. So the PvP that we get in games like WoW or death matches in, let's go back a few decades, Unreal Tournament or Counter-Strike or whatever, I kind of flake out a bit. I'm not that good at reacting fast when it comes to live action PvP. But it gets the heart rate going, right? It's an exciting mode for a game. And in a turn-based game like this, I love PvP. I love coming up against what is another player team. It might be controlled by the system. It might the players, the characters might be controlled by the computer, by the AI built in. But you are still fighting against other players' teams, at least in this basic PvP mode. Remember, they are developing multiple PvP modes. What's being released in early access is going to be base PvP only. There will be more. If they release Bronze through Diamond from the get-go, though, in early access, I think that is fantastic. If they only release up to Gold, that's fantastic too. I am going to, as a free-to-play player, try to climb to the top tier that I can absolutely possibly manage with whatever roster I manage to put together, working with, shout out to my guild, ELT, Control Alt Elite. We're going to work together in all aspects of the game. So I'll have those guys at my back, and I will have their back, and we will enjoy all aspects of the game together, including PvP, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. I don't mind losing in PvP because you learn from your loss. I just enjoy the whole aspect and the feeling that you get when you defeat a team with a sliver of health or whatever, those situations where it's just enjoyable and you've accomplished something facing off against another player's team. That's everything I have in terms of this reaction video. I went on a bit long there at the end. I did pause it a few times, as you saw, and I apologize for that if it was nonsensical or whatever. But that's it. I'm putting out another Godforge video, people. Yay! This is all we have to go on as well. We've got to grab what we can. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one.